A Step into the Past Volume 16 Chapter 6. Book 16 Chapter 06, A Tragic Life. The moment he stepped into the mansion, Jing Shan welcomed him and reported, "Master Tang is here." Xiang Xiaolong was overjoyed at the unexpected good news and burst into the inner hall. Tang Yi was chatting with the two ladies Ji and Zhao. Tang Yi jumped up with unbridled emotions and hugged him tightly. After they sat down, Ji Yanran beamed, "It turns out that we just missed second brother." Dan Chuan and Wu De took only 2 days on horseback to reach second brother Tang. Tang Yi related, "We attacked Dan Chu's army 7 times in succession, but was repelled each time. This person's strategic and tactical acumen is not to be belittled. Pu Buletin and Su Yulyuan are now holding them back. I feared that third brother was short of men and therefore brought 300 with me. They all disguised themselves as traders from the Wei border and entered the city in batches. They are the best of our elite special forces." Xiang Xiaolong was overjoyed and said, "I was just fretting over how I would assassinate Li Ling, but now my worries are over. Second brother should first select 10 men and have them act as the Dian King's former subordinates who have come to look for their new master. These men will take over the defense of the Dian King's mansion." Tang Yi promptly summoned Jing Shan and the recently arrived Wu De and Dan Chuan and had them take care of the arrangements. Xiang Xiaolong then proceeded to brief Tang Yi on all that had happened to that point. As Tang Yi found out that their arch-enemy Li Yuan had become their comrade in arms, he could not help but bug his eyes in surprise. When Xiang Xiaolong revealed that his cover had been blown by Li Yanyan, Zhao Ji was so startled that she clung onto Ji Yanran's back. Li Yuan arrived at this moment. The 3 men retreated to the study room to straight guise. Li Yuan was energized and his confidence increased when he saw the reinforcements, especially since he knew that a mere 200 of the Wu family's elite warriors had the power to overcome 1,000 regular soldiers. As they unfolded the map and began discussing their strategy, Lord Chunshan's messenger arrived with an invitation for Madame Zhuang, Zhuang Bei, and Wan Ruguang to attend a banquet at his residence. The 3 of them furrowed their brows. Li Yuan dispatched a servant back to his house to see if he too been invited. He then said, "What a treacherous banquet! How should we deal with this?" Xiang Xiaolong asserted, "I am sure that brother Li has also been invited. Lord Chunshan must have lost his patience after failing to assassinate me today, not to mention that brother Li's power has surged with the demise of Chu Shiming. He intends to eliminate the both of us in one fell swoop." Tang Yi grinned, "Then we should beat Lord Chunshan at his own game and eliminate him tonight." Li Yuan noticed his casual demeanor and smiled saying, "But we cannot possibly bring several hundred men to the feast. It would also be unseemly if we refused to go. We have managed to maintain a veneer of civility up till now." Xiang Xiaolong opined, "We definitely need to attend this banquet. It will cover our sneak attack on the Yelang King's mansion. How many true experts does brother Li have under him? They must be near the level of Yanfu or Dong Luzi." Li Yuan replied, "I can count on 10 to 12 people." Xiang Xiaolong continued, "That is enough. I will add 12 of my men to yours. We will each bring 24 men. In addition, brother Li should station men inside the mansion grounds to keep watch. They are to assault Lord Chunshan's residence the moment they see a signal rocket. We will fight a life and death battle with them." Tang Yi queried, "Shouldn't we defend against a possible sneak attack by Li Ling's men on the Dian King's mansion?" Xiang Xiaolong replied, "What we actually fear is that he doesn't come here. Hey! We'll have Yanran take charge. They will come but will not be able to leave because they underestimate our strength." Tang Yi proposed, "I will take care of Li Ling's petty life. In my view, 48 people is still a little thin. It would be best to have another 10 men look after the horses and carriages outside. If anything happens, everyone will meet outside. This will reduce our risks significantly." Next he patted his sleeve and added, "Our concealed collapsible crossbows will decide our victory." This moment, Lu Wuxin came to report that Li Yuan had indeed received Lord Chunshan's invitation for the night's banquet. The three men continued to discuss the details of the night's operation. Li Yuan also sought clarity on the collapsible crossbow's function and usage before leaving together with Teng Yi. Xiang Xiaolong then went to look for Madame Zhuang. As he reached Madame Zhuang's northern courtyard, Zhuang Kong came out to welcome him, saying, "Madame Qingziu is in the inner hall reminiscing with Madame Zhuang." Before he had finished speaking, the sound of jingling ornaments drifted over. With two servant girls opening the way, Madame Zhuang and another beautiful woman exited side by side. He could make out Madame Qingziu's appearance under her veil, but just with her slender build and her elegant footsteps, he could tell that she was a rare beauty. T.A.G was actually very blessed. Why would he forsake her and fall for Cheng Sunning's concubine only to regret after? Xiang Xiaolong and Zhuang Kong briskly stepped aside while expressing their greetings. Madame Zhuang introduced, "Madam. This is my younger brother Wang Ruguang." Madame Qingziu flashed Xiang Xiaolong a glance through her veil and returning the courtesy, said, "General Wan, pleased to meet you." She did not utter another word but continued to walking and left accompanied by Madame Zhuang. Xiang Xiaolong remained unperturbed despite her disregard. After all, no man could possibly expect every woman to fall for him. I'm sure the ladies on this forum will have a field day with this comment. After Madame Zhuang returned, she dragged Xiang Xiaolong into the inner hall and closed the door behind them. With a heavy expression, she said, "Madame Qingziu came to warn me that Lord Chunshen, Li Chuan, T.A.G, Cheng Sunning, Li Ling and the Yelang King have made a pact to kill us and Li Yuan. Let us leave this minute." Xiang Xiaolong knitted his eyebrows and queried, "Hasn't she separated from T.A.G? How would she know about this matter?" Madame Zhuang replied, "Her niece is Huang Zhan's wife. Huang Zhan has a loose tongue. He was raining curses on you and Li Yuan at his home and so leaked the secret." Xiang Xiaolong reached out his hand, embraced the gloomy Madame Zhuang and chuckled, saying, "Even if they did not make a move, I would have compelled them to." He then outlined the situation regarding themselves and the enemy. Madame Zhuang took in a deep breath and said, "I see you already knew. In that case, should Beiyi and I go to the banquet tonight?" Xiang Xiaolong replied, "Of course not. I'll just make up some excuse for Lord Chunshen. I am sure that he has already predicted this." Madame Zhuang anxiously asked, "Are we at a big disadvantage manpower-wiser?" Xiang Xiaolong replied, "We may have a lot less people than they do, but combat power is another matter. My people are all trained in infiltration and guerrilla tactics. Once the Yelang King's mansion is on fire, I can guarantee that Lord Chunshen and his party will be in chaos and won't know what to do. I am determined to lay down my cards with Lord Chunshen tonight. It would be a dream come true if I could seize this golden opportunity to kill Tian Dan at the same time." Madame Zhuang snuggled into his embrace and said, "Xiaolong, I am very thankful to you. But what does it mean to lay down my cards?" Xiang Xiaolong explained and then continued, "I am only afraid that Lord Chunshen's real objective tonight is the two of you mother and son. It would then be difficult for us to strike because we would not have the excuse to use force. Our only consolation then is to kill Li Ling and the Yelang King." Madame Zhuang giggled, "You're awfully relaxed. Li Ling and the Yelang King have many experts at their sides. Don't underestimate them." Xiang Xiaolong saw that her bright and intelligent eyes were extremely alluring and leaned over to give her a kiss. He then boasted, "What experts haven't I seen before? The most formidable strategy is to catch the enemies unawares. Their attention should be focused on Li Yuan's family warriors. How would they know I have soldiers in ambush? Knowing oneself but not knowing the opponent, this is a military commander's biggest fear." "Madam, please do not worry." Madame Zhuang replied, "We mother and son have Xiang Xiaolong to rely on, what do we have to fear? We are just concerned about you." Xiang Xiaolong saw that she was lovely and touching, and couldn't help giving her another heartfelt kiss before leaving to continue his preparations. Who could have guessed that they would be confronting the enemy openly so soon? 72 members of the elite special forces have arrived. They all infiltrated the Dian King's mansion secretly by climbing walls and traversing trees. Ji Yanran was excited with her heavy responsibilities, but was calm and collected in command. She first gathered Madame Zhuang and the women and children and then laid out a defense plan for each strategic position. Even the treetops were covered. Zhao Ji naturally became her attendant and orderly, OC runner. At this moment Lu Wuxin came on Li Yuan's instruction to update Xiang Xiaolong on the situation. Lord Chun Shen and Li Quan's informants have spread out across the city. They have established tight surveillance of the minister's residences and the Dian King's mansion with the intent of preventing anyone from escaping. Instead, it is the Yelang King's mansion that is undisturbed, with the doors shut and nobody going in and out. No unusual movements can be detected. Xiang Xiaolong pointed out, nobody going in and out is unusual. This is also known as covering intentions makes one conspicuous. They will definitely attack the Dian King's mansion tonight. Only by borrowing a foreigner's hand can Lord Chun Shen deny all responsibility in front of the Empress Dowager. Lu Wuxin said, our informant in Lord Chun Shen's residence says that there will not be any special attack tonight. Huang Zhan has nonetheless been boasting that he will compel you to fight him during the banquet and even said that he is aching to kill you. All my brothers and I are waiting for a good show tonight. He then continued in a deep voice, Huang Zhan is the best swordsman in Lord Chun Shen's household. Killing him would be a big blow to Lord Chun Shen. Xiang Xiaolong unenthusiastically said, it is enough to cripple him or injure him seriously. Lu Wuxin chortled and said, working for Master Xiang is certainly different. As he was going to continue, Jing Shan came to report, the Empress Dowager has summoned Xiang Xiaolong to the palace. Xiang Xiaolong was elated. Li Yunyan has finally been convinced. The palace maid withdrew after reporting his name. Li Yunyan had her face behind a veil and was silent. Xiang Xiaolong, who was seated on her right, could only wallow in his own boredom. This was a hall in a quiet and secluded courtyard in the Empress Dowager's palace. With the courtyard entrance closed, there was no trace of any other people. It almost seemed like they were the only two people in the whole universe. He could not help but pity Li Yanyan, recalling her humiliation at puberty, and now with a strained relationship with her brother and with Chu's turbulence, and finally having to put up a pretense with the enemy. Even though she is now the Empress Dowager, there is no happiness in her life. One can feel her misery and pain just thinking about how she had to bend herself to serve Lord Chun Shen and King Xiaolai, these two decrepit old men. Now even with that in the past, she has to contend with powerful officials who conspire amongst themselves, borrowing the late king's name to force this weak woman to commit acts against her conscience. Thinking about this, he could not help but sigh deeply. Li Yunyan coldly asked, why is Mr. sighing? Xiang Xiaolong could hear the wariness in her voice. He knew that her bitter experiences have made her particularly sensitive and so he could not deal with her like he did others. He softly said, I don't usually meditate and listen to my surroundings, but I just noticed the sound of wind rustling the leaves in the courtyard. I found that it was constantly changing with infinite variations, pleasant to the ear like the sound of nature, something that I normally miss. I was awakened to the fact that beautiful, good, things are always around us, but because we're engrossed with other things, we will miss them even if they're right in front of us. Li Yunyan remained silent but her delicate body trembled lightly. Nonetheless her face was hidden by the veil so Xiang Xiaolong could see her reaction. A long while later, Li Yunyan whispered, Imperial uncle is my half-brother. We have the same father but different mothers. My father only had us 2 children. From the moment I was born, Imperial uncle had always been very protective of me. I remember when I was 14, we were attending a Li clan banquet. The Li Ling, who was then called the Li clan's little hegemon, ganged up with some others and took liberties with me. Elder brother defended me and fought with them, 1 against more than 10. He was beaten black and blue, but steadfastly resisted. Only when the adults were alerted did they stop. He did not awaken until I had tended his injuries for 7 days and 7 nights. Xiang Xiaolong imagined their bitterness and hardship, and couldn't help praising their fortitude. He could also see that their sibling love and devotion had its clear origins, and that their later tragedies had been seeded way back then. Li Yunyan continued as if she was in a dream. Everyone in the Li clan looked down on my dad, leading us brother and sister to be bullied frequently. Thankfully elder brother was never discouraged, arising before dawn every day to train his sword skills, train his horsemanship and archery, and to read widely in all manner of books. In my heart, there was nobody better than him in the sword, and even less men more erudite and multi-talented than he was. Xiang Xiaolong knew that she had just made a life-changing decision. She was actually raising all this to convince herself that it was the right decision. Even though it seemed as if she was speaking to Xiang Xiaolong, she was actually repeating everything to herself. Li Yunyan gently let out a breath of air, causing her veil to flutter open a little. She continued gently, "Do you know why I am saying all these things to you?" Xiang Xiaolong replied as gently, "Because Empress Dowager trusts that I, Xiang Xiaolong, am not some despicable and petty cad who will reveal your secrets in gossip." Li Yunyan said unhurriedly, "This is one reason." When elder brother came back from Handan he was dejected and depressed. I found out later from Guo Zhiuer that it was because he had lost to Dong Horse Fanatic. After I had ascertained the facts, I sent people to investigate the real Dong Horse Fanatic, only to find out that elder brother had really been duped by you. It was only after elder brother returned from Xianyang this time that I confirmed my conjecture, and informed Zhiuer. And that is how Zhiuer knew in the end. Didn't someone ask this question? At that time I was very curious what kind of person Xiang Xiaolong was. How was it that with only a trivial few hundred people, you were able to toy with world-class formidable people like elder brother and Tian Dan, and defeat them with them not even knowing how and why? Even people like Liu Bue who had power to overturn the Qin court could not cope with you. I finally understand today. Xiang Xiaolong laughed bitterly and said, "I was just lucky a few times." Li Yunyan bowed her head and very lightly said, "Can you sit beside me?" Xiang Xiaolong tarried for a while before approaching her and sitting 3 feet from her on the right. Li Yunyan lowered her head and removed her veil, then looked up again. Only then did Xiang Xiaolong realize that her beautiful face was covered in hot tears. Xiang Xiaolong's own emotions surged, and he exclaimed hoarsely, "Empress Dowager." Li Yunyan closed her eyes but her tears continued to stream down unbidden. Her voice continued to be calm, however, and she continued one word at a time, "Xiang Xiaolong. Kill Li Chuan, Li Ling, and Lord Chun Shen for me. They are all lower than beasts." Xiang Xiaolong replied in grief and determination, "Xiaolong solemnly obeys Empress Dowager's decree." Li Yunyan opened her graceful eyes gradually. Her lovely yet pitiful expression looked like pear blossoms in the rain, causing Xiang Xiaolong to lower his guard. He reached out his sleeve instinctively and gently wiped away the pearly teardrops that clung to her powdered face. Li Yunyan gave him free rein and did not move, seeming as if she did not notice. As Xiang Xiaolong drew back his sleeve, he said solemnly, "Empress Dowager may relax. I will protect Imperial Uncle from any harm." He couldn't help laughing at how preposterous the situation was. Those days in Handan, Li Yuan was one of the men he most wanted to kill. How could one imagine that he would now wholeheartedly battle side by side with him? Li Yunyan's gentle eyes focused on his face. She said with her calmly and clearly, "Wu Zhan just reported that Doji has made an unauthorized troop movement. A full division of soldiers have come upstream from the Huai River and are within 10 miles of the city. What's more, a fleet of 20 warships have been parked right beside Shaochun. This is clearly a threat to caution me against dealing with them. I have no choice but to endure this bitterly. If I did not have Wu Zhan maintaining the equilibrium, elder brother and I would have been finished long ago. Yet elder brother is still unaware of my difficulties." Xiang Xiaolong smiled. Besieging troops need to be double the size of the defending troops to present any threat. Attacking one's own royal city, and even more so if there is no legitimate cause, the army will be fragmented and disunited. Doji appears strong, but he is actually weak. Empress Dowager does not have to worry about this. Li Yunyan flashed him a look of mild annoyance and said, "It is easy for you to say. I fear that the situation in the inner city is unstable, and the outer city guards have also been fully deployed for external defense. The royal guards have also been pulled back to protect the palace. If Lord Chun Shen and his gang strike first and attack you, what should I do?" Xiang Xiaolong guffawed and, displaying an unmatchable confidence, leisurely said, "Soldiers are valued for their proficiency, not their numbers. It is Li Chuan and Li Ling and that distinguished bunch who should be worried." Li Yunyan gazed at him with steely eyes and said, "Xiang Xiaolong, have more of your men infiltrated Shaochun?" Xiang Xiaolong chuckled and said, "Empress Dowager, please forgive me for revealing the climax prematurely. By daybreak, Li Ling's spirit would have departed his body. Take it as a modicum of justice for the Empress Dowager." Li Yunyan's body trembled dramatically and with an uptight voice, she said, "Did elder brother reveal my story? Why else would you say such a thing?" Xiang Xiaolong was not prepared for her sensitivity. Alarmed, he quickly tried to explain himself, saying, "Didn't Empress Dowager mention that Li Ling bullied the two of you, and even beat your elder brother so badly that he was unconscious for 7 days and nights?" Li Yunyan's upright posture was beginning to give way to the increasingly urgent heaves wrecking her body. Tears once again brimmed in her eyes as she stared blankly at Xiang Xiaolong. All of a sudden, with a hua sound, she started bawling and threw herself into Xiang Xiaolong's bosom. Xiang Xiaolong gently held her violently convulsing body, feeling the moist patch on his shoulder growing bigger and bigger. He felt her pain, knowing that her long-suppressed grief and bitterness had finally burst through her restraint. He did not speak a word of comfort, but cradled her as if she was an infant. Of course there was no hint of eroticism in this. His noble and sentimental heart was bursting with sympathy and tenderness towards her. At this point, he only wished that he could console this weak suffering woman who has had to display such a strong and unyielding front. A long while later, Li Yunyan finally choked back her tears. With his help, she sat her lovely body up straight and wiped away her tears. With her head lowered daintily, she lightly said, "I shall await your good news tonight." Xiang Xiaolong stood up without a word and left quietly. His entire shoulder was drenched with her tears.